NBA playoffs continue this Friday night, May the 1st. May is here, and I've got all three Friday night NBA games for you with free plays analysis, sides, totals, player props. Looking at these elimination games, these game sixes between the Pistons, Magic, Cavaliers, Raptors, Lakers, Rockets. I'm going to let you know how to play these games and make some money on Friday night. That's coming up free for you right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget, if you're liking the free plays in this video, don't forget I give you a bonus free play every day on my page, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. So go get that bonus free play for Friday night and get there quicker, wt.buzz/SM. All right, we'll go down in start time order. First game, by the way, all three games are on Prime. Don't get too excited, but Friday night triple play on Prime in the NBA playoffs. And these are all game sixes, so they're all elimination games. And we'll start with Pistons, Magic. Didn't necessarily see this one going 6 and definitely didn't see the 8 seed having the 3-2 lead in the series. But the Pistons stayed alive with a win but non-cover in Game 5. They won the game as I thought they would, but they came up short and did not cover. And Orlando did not even have one of their best players, Franz Wagner. He is listed as questionable, so we'll have to see if he's going to play or not. The Magic are a public dog in this game, but hey, they've been a public dog in a lot of these games so far in this series, and they continue to get it done. You know, when the playoffs began, I told you that a number 1 seed has won 18 of the last 30 years. A top 3 seed has won 77 of the 79 championships historically. Yet the Pistons were only the 5th overall favorite in the NBA futures because a lot of people did not believe they were a true 1 seed. And a lot of people also felt like the Magic were stronger than the number 8 seed. You know, they were a home dog, had to beat the Hornets just to make it in out of the play-in round. But they got it done, and the Magic were supposed to be one of the better teams this year. They vastly underperformed all season, but I still am not a believer. I think they're an offensively challenged team. And whether Wagner goes or not, he's not going to be 100% healthy. I look for the Pistons to once again win this game. And unlike the other night in which they won but failed to cover, they were a 9.5, 10.5 point favorite. They won by 7. Now they only have to basically win straight up because the line is 3. And keep in mind, they are capable of winning in this series. Their 2 wins have come by 15 and 7-point margins. So whoever wins this game likely covers. I think it's the Pistons here. I still rate them as the better team. So if you're going to play it, I would lay it with Detroit minus the 3 points at 7 Eastern. And as far as player props go in this game, if the Pistons win this and force a game 7, you have to figure Cade Cunningham's going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting again. 45 points the other night in 43.5 minutes. And he only had 5 assists. Now, his point total is going to be inflated because of that. Points over, the only way I would play him, but I also like his assist over. And he has had some good assist games over the last few weeks since coming back in early April from injury. I like Cade Cunningham assist prop over. I would also look at his point prop over. And guy I mentioned the other day was Duncan Robinson. He bounced back a little bit, 12 points, but he was only 4 for 8 shooting, 3 for 6. But then you look at Duran, he continues to do absolutely nothing. Yes, he had 12 points, but he only took 6 shot attempts, only got to the free throw line 4 times. I'd be careful with him. Tobias Harris, another guy, got 18 shot attempts. He was only 1 for 3 from three-point range. So Robinson, Cunningham, and Harris are probably the ones that are going to have to do the heavy lifting for the Pistons if they do force a Game 7, as I think they will. As far as Orlando, really difficult to touch their player props without knowing Wagner's status. He's listed as questionable. Makara, obviously, 45 points, stepped up huge after a bad Game 4, and he'll do a lot of the heavy lifting, especially if Wagner is out once again in Game 6. All right, your next game also in the Eastern Conference goes at 7:30 Eastern, Cleveland, Toronto, another situation in which we had the winner right in Game 5, but unfortunately they came up a little short against the point spread. Cleveland won, but just like Detroit, failed to cover. And kind of similar to the Detroit series, I think Cleveland is the better team in this series. I mentioned that a few weekends ago when we did the Game 1 preview, and I gave you a strong best bet on the Cavaliers, both in the free play video and also for my clients at WagerTalk.com. And I even stayed off Toronto in Game 2 because although they fit some good technical Game 2 bounce backs, I just thought they were the inferior team, and Cleveland won that game by double digits as well. Cleveland regressed in Game 3 as expected. I gave you the Raptors in that video for Game 3. They won easily by 22 as a home dog. But I was surprised by Game 4. I thought Cleveland would bounce back, and they didn't. Lost outright, so I really liked them in Game 5. And here again, we had the winner right, but unfortunately, the point spread was a little too high, and Cleveland won the game by 5, but failed to cover. Really nothing misleading about it. They never led by more than 11. Toronto actually had a 12-point lead in the game the other night. With that said, though, I still think Cleveland's the better team, and they likely close out this series, even coming off the win in Game 5. I think they keep the focus here in Game 6 and we're getting them in basically a straight-up win situation, unlike the other night. This line currently 4 in most locations, but shop around. Seen 3.5s, minus 115, minus 118 at FanDuel and DraftKings. Seen minus 4 in some spots, juiced as well. So really shop around. 3.5s and 4s are currently available. I like Cleveland in this game, and I also like the under 220. Game 6s and 7s historically are lower scoring because by definition, a game 6 and a 7 are both elimination games. Someone is facing elimination. The math does not allow it otherwise. Game 6s have to be 3-2. Game 7s have to be 3-3, obviously. And when we get that kind of defensive intensity, games are normally a few points lower scoring on average in game 6 and 7. And Toronto has to play that way. They're one of the top defensive teams in the league, a lot of top 5 statistical categories, but they're a lot weaker than Cleveland offensively. And the Raptors have been stronger at home. In fact, the home team is a perfect 5-0 straight up in this series. So we're bucking that trend, obviously, with the Cavaliers on the road here. But you can hedge it a little bit with the under 220 because I do think Toronto's got to play a slow-down half-court game. And after a high-scoring game 5 with 245 points, we get some nice value now with the under 220 in this game 6. So I think Cleveland closes it out, but I do like the under 220 in this one. That actually might be the better play as far as either a side or total. And Toronto's going to want to slow this down. I think Cleveland will have some defensive intensity as well here in game 6 on Friday night. Now, as far as player props, if we're leaning towards Cleveland in the under, we're going to look to play some Toronto guys under, some guys that might regress after a big game 5. Scotty Barnes had 17 points, 6 for 16, but he didn't hit a 3-point shot. Barrett's probably the most likely guy to regress after having 25 points. The problem is he took 19 shot attempts, the most for any Raptor. One guy, actually, I'll look at the starting lineup we don't talk a lot about that's probably going to regress is Walter. He played 35 minutes, 6 for 14 from three-point range with 20 points. I think Walter's probably the best underplay as far as any Toronto starters, as he's due to regress after that huge game 5, and I don't think Cleveland's going to let him get as many shot attempts. This is a guy that did not score in either games 3 or 4. He's priced around 9.5 for his over-under. I look for Walter to regress. He only averages 7.5 points a game this season, and after that monster game 5, I think Jacoby Walter is a good regression candidate under 9.5 for the Raptors. As far as Cleveland, lower scoring series, we normally look for lower scoring game. I'd look for some unders. The problem is the big 2 guards, Harden and Mitchell, have been doing so much of the heavy lifting. I don't really want to fade either one of them. Maybe one guy we do look to fade after a big game is Mobley. Evan Mobley had, 23 points, 8 for 13 shooting, perfect 3 for 3 from three-point range. He can't play much better than that. His point total is around 16.5. He basically had a perfect game and only got to 23. And keep in mind, the 2 games in Toronto, games 3 and 4, Mobley had just 8 and 15 points. So I do like Evan Mobley under 16.5 total points for the Cavaliers on Friday night. Hey, there you go. 2 down and 1 to go. Let's head out to the Western Conference. Lakers series is 3-2. And, I told you a few weekends ago, I thought this Lakers series would go long, 6 or 7 games, because I thought they would want to keep LeBron in the playoffs. If you told me it was 3-2, I was like, the Lakers are hanging in there. No, it's 3-2 Lakers, and it was, of course, 3-0 Lakers, but now the Rockets off back-to-back wins. Austin Reeves played well. He made his return the other night, but he was only 4 for 16 shooting. By the way, real quick, I forgot to mention that Brandon Ingram is listed as questionable for the Raptors. That's something else to keep an eye on in that Cleveland-Toronto game. Once again, Ingram is listed as questionable after being injured in Game 5. He only had 1 point in 11 minutes. He had 35 points the 2 games in Toronto. Anyway, back to the Lakers and Raptors. Lakers and Rockets, the other R team. Houston's now got a new life. Kevin Durant is not expected to play. They're basically shutting him down for the season, which tells me I don't think they really care about this series. Yeah, they want to win probably, but they know their NBA championship hopes are up in smoke. And they did bounce back in Game 4 at home for some reason. Don't know why, when they were down 0-3. And then they went on the road as a 4-point dog, and they got it done on Wednesday night as a 3.5, 4-point underdog. But as I mentioned, the Lakers were working Austin Reeves back into the lineup. And while on paper it looked like he had a good game with, 22 points, but he was only 4 for 16 shooting, only 2 for 8 from three-point range. But what he did extremely well was get to the free throw line. 12 for 13 from the line. In fact, LeBron James and Reeves got to the free throw line 23 times, combined for 47 points. That tells me they have mismatch edges and that Houston's not going to be able to stop them. So I do like both Reeves and James props over, however you want to attack them, points props over. One of them, if not both of them, probably get there in this game. if Reeves hits anywhere near his normal shots, he'll get there. And I expected him to be rusty in game one, and I think that was the reason the Lakers came up short. But don't forget, they had an 11-point lead in that game. They blew an 11-point lead in the eventual 6-point loss, and now they're catching points once again off back-to-back losses. I don't trust Houston. The Lakers have been as good and not better in this series overall. Now they have one of their best players back who should be better after a rusty shooting game. I like the Lakers here plus the 4.5, and I think they're worth a look on the money line to close this series out. If you're going to play the Lakers, you probably want to sprinkle some of it on the plus 160 money line as well. Looks like a good spot to get back on board with the Lakers plus 4.5. And here again, shop around. It's another game in which FanDuel and DraftKings, kind of like that Cleveland game, have 3.5. Other books have 4. Other books have 4.5. So you definitely want to shop around. It's why it's so important to have multiple sportsbook accounts if you're taking betting as a serious, consistent investment approach. I like the Lakers plus the 4.5, and I would look for Reeves and James both to do the heavy lifting as well for LA. No Durant expected for Houston, which means Shepherd will get more looks. He had 12 shot attempts, as I've talked about a few times in Game 5. As far as guys that maybe regress, Jabari Smith Jr., probably a likely candidate. 22 points. He was 6 for 13, 4 for 9 from three-point range. So Smith is a guy that might regress after the big game 5 the other night. He's averaging about 16 points a game this season, yet his over-under is as high as 18.5 in some spots. And keep in mind, he had 22 the other night, but he's had 18 or less in 3 of the other 4 games in this series. So I like Smith under 18.5 total points for the Rockets in Game 6 on Friday night. And once again, all 3 of these games are on Prime, so you can stream around and have some fun on May 1st. Hey, speaking of May 1st, I've got some special offers that are starting this month. Going to get to those in a moment. But just a reminder, if you're liking these free play videos, click the thumbs up like, and I will keep giving you every NBA playoff game free every day here on the channel. I'm also giving you some baseball free play videos throughout the week, so make sure you click subscribe and you click the bell as well here on WagerTalk TV so you never miss out and you'll know instantly when a free play video is posted here each and every day. What are your thoughts on these games for Friday night? Sides, total, player props. What do you like? Drop them in the comments below. I read the comments. I reply back. Include some analysis if you have time. So we, of course, can all learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. And as I said earlier at the top, if you're liking these free plays, don't forget I give you a bonus free play every day on my personal page at WagerTalk.com, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And you get there quicker using shortcut WT.buzz/SM. And it is truly the last cut, just a bit outside for being a best bet, is that free play I post every day on my page. So get the Friday, May 1st free play and check out some strong best bets for Friday night in both baseball and basketball. And while you're there, check out the new special offers. It's May 1st. It's time for some great new specials, and boy, are these good. Let's start off with a smaller package for you. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you get a 1 week, one day, a 1 week, a 1 month, 1 year. Everyone gets the same best bets, just different price points, different lengths, access entries for those either building your bankroll or those you're ready to take a longer-term investment approach. The starter package, 3 days for $49. Think about this. 1 day is $39. One play is $25. 1 day is $39. Now you can get 3 days for $49. Instant discount. It's normally $69, but as you see on your screen, 3-day all access. So that's all sports, baseball and basketball, for just $49. Great starter package. Now, if you want a little bit of a longer-term package, the 1 month option is available, and you're also getting 10 bonus days included. That's right, 40 days for the price of 30. So if you get a 1 month, you're going to get an extra 10 days added on. That's over a $200 value included with that package. As you see on your screen, getting $100 off the 30-day all access plus 10 more days included. That's over $238 in savings. Wow, what a great special offer. 40 days for 30 days and a discounted price on top of that. Great package to get the rest, basically the NBA players. Well, not the rest, almost the rest. Get you almost into the NBA Finals, and then baseball every day, which has been red hot. Or if you want the longer-term all-access approach, you know I preach the importance of taking a serious investment approach. Well, the best way to do that is a 1 year all-access because it makes sure you get every play every day for every sport. And as you see on your screen right now, you're getting a huge discount. We're offering over an $800 discount on the package. That gets it down to $99 a month exact. Plus, you're getting a bonus 25% coupon, which you can use for any other cappers, any other plays, any flex picks each and every day for 365 days and nights. Now, look, you don't need it for my package because when you lock in on a 1 year with Steve Merril, you're getting every play I release every day. The bonus coupon is in case you see somebody else has maybe a 5% best bet that you want to grab or another special offer. Dan the Man does great with lacrosse with Andy Lang. I would highly recommend getting that. So once again, this 1 year all access is getting you a huge discount, over $800, gets it down to about $1 a play for the complete college and pro football seasons coming up, the complete college and NBA seasons next year, the rest of this year's playoffs, also the rest of this year's baseball next year. This is a great time to lock on 1 year and do so for about $1 a play with a huge discount. Look, there's no promo codes needed for any of the specials I just mentioned, and you can go check them out on my page for more details, along with the daily free play and my strong best bets for Friday, SteveMerril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker with the code you see on your screen, WT.buzz/SM. On the way out, be sure to follow me on social media as well on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, Merril, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. You see it in the bottom corner of your screen. Follow me on X and Instagram at Steve Merril. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV, because you also know there's more free play videos coming up next.